Adenomyosis?
I would have loved if it was a mushroom, but sadly it isn't. I'm speaking more on the experience base. Special guest from Nuvedo.
Hi everybody, my name is Jashid. I am one of the co-founders of a mushroom wellness brand Nuvedo. And what we do is we grow mushrooms and we make wellness products out of them. For 4-5 different mushrooms we grow, and each of them is for a different health benefit.
April is actually an awareness around adenomyosis.
What exactly is adenomyosis?
Adenomyosis is actually a condition. Have you heard of endometriosis?
Yes, I've heard of endometriosis.
Yeah, let's explain to our audience what endometriosis is. A tissue that mimics the characteristics of the endometrium line that is found inside the uterus.
Okay.
And it grows outside. And it can go anywhere. So just like that tissue, there's another tissue that grows in between the muscular tissues of the uterus. And what happens is it starts expanding the uterus muscles itself.
Okay.
Instead of growing outside, it grows in between. There are 3 types of it. There's a diffuse, focal, and adenomyosis.
What are the symptoms?
Sensitivity to light, sound, everything. In terms of experience, imagine a balloon inside you that's being blown, expanded, and then shrunk, and then expanded, but no one else can see it.
Which is why we are doing this.
Exactly.
But men do get endometriosis.
Yes. Very rare cases. It's around, just like how women get around their pelvic region, men as well get it around their reproductory and the bowel between there. So it's very uncomfortable around the pelvis.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really difficult condition to deal with. And I feel like, and how does it happen?
The reason is still unknown until where. There are 4 stages. The first stage is when the cells are placed around. The second is when it starts growing.
Right.
And third is when it starts expanding. And fourth is when it starts sticking to your other organs.
Okay.
So generally majority who gets the surgery are in stage 4. And how does that work? That is, it will be around 3 to 4 centimeters when they find you on the third stage. And then if it goes more than 5 centimeters, it's when they recommend you to get a surgery.
So basically you're telling me that you have to wait for it to reach a stage 4 before you can do anything about it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like many obviously won't opt as that as their first solution.
Right.
They will be like, let me see other alternatives. Let me see what else can I do.
It's actually quite sad that you have to wait for it to progress and reach the final stage before it can be surgically removed.
Exactly.
And people might not be even knowing that they have adenomyosis or endometriosis.
In Karnataka, apparently 44% are asymptomatic.
Okay.
Have I had both? Yes. And how they say that it could possibly be, some say maybe childbirth, some say because of surgical, but there's still no classified information.
When you're talking about alternatives, what does that mean?
So when I talk about alternatives, you're kind of searching for other remedies to kind of help. So one thing is like trying to find allopathy, homeopathy, then certain medicinal, like holistic medicinal values to kind of help manage the situation. Diet can be one of them, yes.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. So something that kind of helps balance and get into manageable state for your day-to-day life.
Got it.
So I think you can let us know like how does mushrooms add that balance for day-to-day life.
Right. And like you rightly said, like you have Ayurvedic herbs or other herbal remedies, mushrooms are a tool to deal with these symptoms and make your life sort of easier, right? What it can help you do is relieve the symptoms. I would see functional mushrooms as a toolkit to tap into when you need to sort of support your body to go through these conditions. It has been shown to sort of maintain that hormonal regulation inside your body. That is one way in which the mushrooms can help. Autoimmune conditions, specifically PCOD or PCOS, chronic fatigue.
Oh, yes.
When somebody has, let's say, endometriosis or adenomyosis, how do they deal with it?
The only thing you can do is pain management or certain therapies to curb the pain is what you can do, yeah. And many people try allopathy, they try homeopathy, they have tried different alternatives.
Right.
And they have realized that these alternatives are sometimes working for certain bodies and certain bodies don't work. There must be more alternatives that you could like talking to us about.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, see, mushroom supplements or medicinal mushrooms or functional mushrooms as a category, basically I think for chronic illnesses or conditions that you have which are sort of lifelong, it doesn't really fix the underlying issue. What it can help you do is relieve the symptoms. So if you think of mushrooms, mushrooms are a tool to deal with these symptoms and make your life sort of easier, right? So I would see functional mushrooms as a toolkit to tap into when you need to sort of support your body to go through these conditions, because I'm not sure if there's enough evidence to support any claims that mushrooms could cure any of this, right?
It's true.
Yeah. So I feel like these are tools that you can use to manage these conditions and keep them sort of under control so you can be the best version of yourself and not let this take over, right? So these are tools. So leaving it at that, I think build from that. Essentially, if you look at any, specifically in the case of women's health, and while I'm saying this, I should also say that I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to give medical advice, but I do work with some doctors. I do work with healthcare practitioners and integrative medicine specialists who use these products and have found that their patients are benefiting from this, right? So where I am coming from right now is scientific research that's there, and also anecdotal evidence and experience that has been shared with us from our clients who have tried this, and also healthcare practitioners who work with these products. So there's 3-4 underlying things with a lot of the autoimmune conditions. Inflammation is also another underlying cause, and it also happens in your body as a result of all these health conditions. Your body is in a constant state of stress and inflammation. They're all interlinked, right? They're all interconnected. And so you have stress, you have inflammation, and then you have an imbalance in your hormones, right? There's a lot of imbalance in your hormones. So all of these 3 things are sort of taking your body out of how it's supposed to be. Now, speaking about what reishi can do in conditions like this, right? So there's a bunch of things. Reishi is most popular these days for its ability to reduce stress and give you better sleep. But a lesser known fact about reishi is that it can do a bunch of other things. So it's really good for inflammation inside your body, and it's very good for hormone regulation and also bringing your immune system back to balance. Right?
Nice.
So many times what happens when you have a condition like PCOS or PCOD is that your immune system is dysregulated, right? You're more prone to falling sick. So in those situations, reishi sort of brings your body back into balance, right? Both hormonally and even your immune system. So it's relieving stress, it's improving sleep quality, it's balancing your hormones and also your immune system. It's supporting your immune system. So that's what reishi does.
All right.
So reishi is one of the most popular mushrooms for women's health issues. Now coming to the second most popular mushroom, which is cordyceps. So when I say cordyceps, most people will associate that with fatigue. It's the energizing mushroom. A lot of people like to use it as a pre-workout. And that's actually one of the major benefits. Like we were discussing how in a lot of these conditions, there's a lot of fatigue. Cordyceps gives you that internal energy. It's not like your coffee, which is just masking the symptoms. This is working on your internal energy systems. At a cellular level, you're producing more energy. So it's giving you more energy and it's reducing your fatigue so that you can do your day-to-day stuff and you can do your work without feeling tired. That's the first benefit.
All right.
People turn to caffeine or coffee for their energy when they have fatigue. And I feel like in the cases of endometriosis, it might not be the best idea because you're already having issues with stress and sleep, right? So with caffeine, a lot of people are hypersensitive or have some kind of sensitivity, which I remember we both have also discussed, right? You don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. And many people are advised who have autoimmune to actually not have coffee because it stimulates, it has caffeine in it, which is not good for the body and health. So that's the reason many of them are advised not to have caffeine. So some people who have autoimmune avoid certain items, and one of them is caffeine. So
in that particular case, specifically when you have, we don't have an ally to improve your energy, I think cordyceps is a really good option because it not just gives you energy, but it's also regulating your hormones and helping you deal with stress better. Without any effect on your sleep, without giving any jitters, no anxiety. So you can even take this in the evening, later during the day when you feel like there's a dip and you have things that you want to finish. Cordyceps can help you get those things done without feeling stimulated or without any effect on your sleep. So that way for energy, cordyceps is a game changer.
You guys have to try that.
So coming then to our third mushroom, which a lot of people like, and this is our most popular mushroom right now. It's lion's mane. Lion's mane is a mushroom which is most popular for its effects on the brain, for its ability to improve cognitive performance. So by cognitive performance, I mean your working memory, your focus, your mental clarity. So there are a lot of reports where a lot of people with these conditions that we spoke about have issues with brain fog. Right? So this sort of helps you remove that brain fog and bring in some mental clarity. Right? Focus and mental clarity. Basically what it's doing is it's working on your neuroinflammation. So when your body has low levels of estrogen, one of the effects it has is on your mood, and basically it increases inflammation inside your brain. It reduces the elasticity of your synapses. Basically what that means is that your ability to regulate your mood, it reduces. So your brain is not functioning as smoothly as it would otherwise. So lion's mane promotes the growth of two compounds in your brain called nerve growth factor and brain derived neurotropic factor, NGF and BDNF. Basically what these two compounds do is they stimulate new neural pathways. So basically, that's what's creating those new connections inside your brain, keeping your brain young, slowing down brain aging, and it's also reducing inflammation inside your brain.
Okay, I have a question to
Sure.
ask. So, some people they say their nerve is not active in the brain, for example, especially like for some condition, you can say like MS or I'm not so sure about lupus, but in MS they say like the nerve gets triggered or not active. Does it help in activating those nerves as well?
Right. Again, we'll have to specifically look at those conditions before I can make a statement. But from whatever evidence is there, when nerve cells were exposed to this extract, they saw that it was creating new growth. So it was
Okay.
creating new dendrite outgrowth. So new branching was happening for the nerve cells when it was treated with the extract of lion's mane. So technically, theoretically, it should help with any conditions where there are some nerve-related issues because it's also neuroprotective, right? So it stops the degradation of your nerves and it's also helping you create new pathways.
Okay.
So I feel like it should help.
Wow, I got to take a try of this now.
Absolutely. And now the question a lot of people have is, why do I need extracts? Why can't I just eat the mushroom? Right?
Yes.
This question is a little nuanced. So in a nutshell, all these benefits are because of certain compounds inside these mushrooms. And unfortunately, these compounds are trapped in the cell walls. And these cell walls happen to be made of this material called chitin, which our body cannot break down.
Okay.
Right? This is also why we cook mushrooms before we eat it. When we eat mushrooms raw, we feel a little sick because your body is not able to break it down. Right?
Okay.
So when we extract it, we are breaking the cell wall and we are releasing these compounds.
Okay.
And we are making it easier for your bodies to absorb. So if you're listening to this and if you're curious to try out any mushroom products, make sure that you buy an extract.
Okay. And I have another question for our users. What if someone has some certain allergens or they are a little bit sensitive, you can say, to certain items?
Right.
What would
If
be?
you're allergic to mushrooms, please don't have these because you could be allergic to certain compounds in the mushroom. So they are present in the extract. So if you're allergic to mushrooms, I would say please avoid this because it could lead to some other issues, right? But our extracts are gluten-free.
Okay,
Right?
perfect.
We use no grain in the process. There's no soy, there's no dairy, there's no peanuts. So generally, things that people are allergic to, the extract is free from all of that. So it's allergen free, right? And gluten free. But if you're allergic to mushrooms, then definitely stay away from these.
Yeah, so if the messaging is very clear. If you're allergic to mushrooms, stay away from it. If you are someone who avoids gluten, soya, dairy, and peanuts, then this is definitely something you should give it a shot.
Right, because our factory, we don't have any of those materials. We only deal with mushrooms, and this is all, we grow the mushrooms, we make the extract and we bottle it ourselves. That's what makes our company special. We have the complete control over the value chain, starting from the mushroom spores before the mushroom is actually grown, till to growing the mushroom, to then harvesting it, drying it, processing it. We do all of these things in-house so that we can give you the best quality supplements out there. These have been made with a lot of love, with a lot of effort, so that it can be used to sort of, bring yourself back to your
Healthy
life.
True, true. And we all need a healthy life. We all need to take care. And I know many people who use certain of these extracts to like improve their sleep, improve appetite. Does it help in improving appetite as
Some
well?
of them, yes. It can help you improve appetite.
So, see, you had the answer right there. So, they use it to help improve appetite, good sleep, good energy, focus. Like he said when he mentioned about brain fog is something like you're probably physically and visibly there, but your mind is not able to comprehend the information that is being shared or the content. So, what happens is it feels like your mind is in this echoing space where everything is just going over your head, sort of thing. And have I experienced? Yes, I have experienced it too as well. And in terms of inflammation as well, it helps very well for inflammation, like how you mentioned. And these go very deep into your cellular, so it's not disrupting your hormonal imbalance or the secretion of your body or masking it, like he said with caffeine.
It's not interfering with any natural pathway in your brain, rather enhancing or supporting your body to do what it does naturally. What I love about mushrooms is that they're going inside your body and they're tuning your body back to how it should be performing. So in a way, it's just helping your body cope and become better.
Nice, nice. Now we'll ask you the most important question. Have you had users that had like some certain conditions that, love and use your products as well? And which one would you say is the best seller that they have used?
Absolutely. Like I said again, I'm not a doctor or a
Yes.
healthcare practitioner
Yes.
to give medical advice.
Yes.
But what I'm going to say now is on the basis of the history of patients that are healthcare practitioners. So there are a lot of doctors and healthcare practitioners and wellness practitioners who use our products, who
Yes.
prescribe them to their patients. And on the basis of that, I feel like there are many conditions for which a lot of these patients have been consuming our product. But specifically, if you ask me, is there something that we've been seeing a lot of? It's lion's mane. I see a lot of people buying our lion's mane for their own use and also for their parents.
Oh, wow.
So many families have a history of Alzheimer's or dementia and neurodegenerative conditions, and it runs in the family. So there is a lot of research around lion's mane which shows that it can slow down the symptoms of Alzheimer's. It doesn't stop it, but it can slow the progression. It can keep your brain safe. So I see a lot of young adults buying it for their parents.
Oh, lovely.
And they're also consuming it and they're giving it to their aging parents to slow down brain aging. Then I see a lot of women, as in our doctors have seen a lot of women who have premenopause symptoms take cordyceps for energy and also for hormone regulation. That's how I found out about this actually. One of our doctors, Dr. Shikhar Patanjali in Delhi, who's an integrative neurologist, he has patients who have come to him who had issues because of PCOD, PCOS, and also premenopause. And he told me that cordyceps did wonders for them.
Oh,
right?
lovely.
So this is the second one, and I feel like the third most common, benefit that people are after is stress relief and improved sleep quality. So we have a lot of customers who've come who have really stressful lifestyles, right, and who have tried other products for sleep, like melatonin or other cannabis products. So the thing with melatonin is that when you artificially supplement melatonin, it's something that your body is naturally producing. So you are messing with your body's own ability to produce something and you're giving it from outside. So you stop making that. And long term,
Yes.
it's not good.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I've heard of this.
And with cannabis is great, right? It's amazing. A lot of people find a lot of relief from it. But many people, for them, it's slightly psychoactive, right? So it might make them feel high. And some of the people, for them, they found that it makes their anxiety worse or they're not able to fall asleep after they take that because of the psychoactive effects. So in that case where they find cannabis products are not working for them, they switch to reishi, which is much more subtle.
Yes.
It's much more subtle and the effects are long term. So it's not that if you don't take it today, you'll crave it. Right? There's no dependency on it because
Yes.
you're also trying to address the root cause of it.
Exactly.
It's not a shortcut.
True, true. And one more thing, the difference in terms of taste, because everyone has different taste buds as well. I have tried cannabis as well, and I have tried the mushrooms as well. I'm not too fond of the taste, which is why I think I wouldn't stick to that. It's just personal choice, and everyone has their own personal taste buds. But when I taste this, it's very subtle. It is a bit on a sweeter side, I can
Right.
say. So if you're someone who does like something a little on a sweeter side, but not empowering as well, it's just mild. So it kind of is very soothing that way.
Right.
as
So
well.
it's palatable. It's not like a medicine where you feel like you're taking some syrup or something
Yeah, yeah.
bitter, and that also is making not want to take it.
True.
Right. So we made sure that the extracts are palatable and the taste quite good. So you can mix it into any beverage. It's not a capsule where you feel like when you're taking a capsule, you feel you're sick.
Exactly.
Here it's more friendly. It comes in these bottles
Yeah.
with the dropper, and you just squeeze it and it fills up, and you can just drop it in your mouth.
Yeah. I
It's
should
actually
have
that
a
easy.
taste.
Yeah, it's that easy.
So this one is a cordyceps mushroom.
Cordyceps is my favorite for taste. Actually, it's the best tasting mushroom extract.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Right?
Right, this is the best.
Vanilla, caramel.
Yeah, a mix of vanilla, caramel, and a blend of like sugar syrup.
Right. So it's very palatable. Not something that you would shy away from consuming because it doesn't taste good. So
Yes. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered a whole lot of segments as well. And one more thing he mentioned that I hope you guys haven't like it didn't get brushed or somewhere. You can mix it with your juices, right? And
juice, water, tea.
Tea.
So basically, stack it with any habit that you have. If you're regularly drinking tea or juice, or in the morning you're having your turmeric water, add it to that.
check us out if you enjoyed this content. Follow Nuvedo
Nuvedo on Instagram.
and follow Sync Asterisk. If you would like this entire conversation, follow us on YouTube as well. Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.